Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time. The first Madrid derby. The first Madrid derby of the 25-26 season. Xabi Alonso's Real Madrid versus Diego Simeone's Atletico de Madrid. Xabi Alonso's first Madrid derby compared to the thousands already that Diego Simeone has played. But yes, a lot of anticipation for this match. You could definitely say this game is going to be very important for both teams. Maybe one more than the other. Maybe, actually, no. I think this is going to definitely be important for both teams. Obviously, bragging rights and beating their rivals from Madrid, and of course, important 3 points that they will need for this La Liga season. Considering how bad Atletico Madrid have started this season, they're definitely going to want the 3 points, need the 3 points, I should say. And Real Madrid, how they've started, firing this season, they definitely want to continue that streak of being undefeated and staying top of the league. So 100%, they're going to want to win this match. But yes, a lot to talk about for this match. We're going to quickly go over the potential lineups and I think that both sides are going to go up with, how I expect this match to go, and if I have some balls, give my opinions of how the scoreline is going to be and who's going to win this match. But yes, of course, as a Barcelona fan, if you can't tell, I'm a Barcelona fan. If you can't tell from the flag behind me, of course, for this match, I unfortunately will be supporting Atletico de Madrid. Of course, I would want Atletico Madrid to win this match. I'm a Barca fan. I would want my biggest rivals, Real Madrid, to lose this match because I hate them. So I want them to lose. And of course, I want them to drop points in the league so we can go back on top. And then, of course, that will come down to if we get the job done against Real Sociedad as well. But still, this is obviously going to be a big step for us as well if Real Madrid do drop points against Atletico de Madrid. But again, considering the way Atletico Madrid started the season, it's kind of hard to have faith in them in any way possible because they haven't been looking the greatest compared to a Real Madrid side who have shown clear signs of improvement from what they were last season. But unfortunately for this game, I will have to be an Atletico Madrid fan, quote unquote. If they do get destroyed, if they do get pummeled, I'm gonna be like, all right, it was expected really because Atletico haven't been looking the best, so I really wouldn't care. I would honestly laugh at the same time, but still. Hopefully, Atletico Madrid can get the job done for us at Barcelona fans. But let's quickly go over the potential lineups, how I think both sides will go for this match. So, starting off with Atletico de Madrid, I have John Oblak in goal, Llorente, Lenormand, Lenglet, Hanco, Simeone, Baena, Barrios, Gonzalez, Alvarez, and Antoine Griezmann. Now, there's probably some positions you guys are probably like, what are you doing? I think the main ones are going to be Hanco, Baena, and probably that's it, honestly. I think the rest of the team, I say probably the strongest team Atletico Madrid can really put up. Maybe they have some players that are out from injury as well, like Cardoso and Almada, Almada will probably start for this match. But considering the players they have available, I think this could be the strongest squad. Now, Baena is kind of a reach. I think the expected lineup is for Koke to start this game. And I really wouldn't be surprised. This is just me, just putting it out there that I think Baena should play this game, considering how I'm going to talk about later of the ways that Atletico Madrid could potentially win this match. I think Baena would definitely be a key figure to that, of them winning this match, a key important player. Obviously, he just came back from injury. He's now fully, I guess, match ready, you could say. Diego Simeone did give some words from speaking about Baena that, eventually he's going to start a game, whether it be this match, a Champions League match, or whatever the case may be. But I think Baena, if he's definitely ready, if he's definitely fully fit, if he's ready to go and, obviously play this important match, I think he should start this game because the quality that he brings, the control that he brings to the midfield as well is going to be very key and important for Atletico Madrid to try and get a result over Real Madrid, and especially the midfield they go up against with the likes of Tchouaméni, Valverde, and of course the other midfielders that they have. So I think Baena, if he's ready to go, I think should start, but it might be a little bit of a reach. I think Koke might be the one starting. Now, when it comes to the rest of the squad, I think this is the strongest backline they could really put up. Hanco is the one that a lot of people have been questioning. I saw in the expected lineup that was the one that they were going with Hanco playing as a left back, considering he can play that position. And considering the player he's going to go up against on the right-hand side, who I'm going to show in a little bit, I think Hanco will be the best suited to go up against him because Galan, one-on-one, he tends to get cooked. And, of course, the player I'm mentioned later, I'm going to say it right now, fuck it, Mostantuano, him going up against Mostantuano and how, great at a one-on-one ability Mostantuano is, he's going to cook Galan. So I don't think Galan should start this game. Galan going forward does offer a lot of threat, but considering how much of a threat Mostantuono is on the right-hand side. They need someone solid who could go up against him, and that is Hanko. So I think Hanko will be starting on the left-hand side. But I think the rest of the team speaks for itself. Julian Alvarez being their star player, Antoine Griezmann, I think being another person who's going to be a key figure for them to try and win this game, considering the quality that he brings. And I guess the rest of the squad is just the strongest squad they really can put up. But yeah, this is a squad that I think Atletico Madrid will be going out with. For Real Madrid, this is the squad I think they will be going out with. Thibaut Courtois in goal, backline of Carvajal, Militao, Hoitzen, and Carreras, midfield of Arda Güler, Tchouaméni, Federico Valverde, and up top, Mostantuono, Kylian Mbappe, and Vinicius Jr. I think, again, same thing with them. This is the strongest lineup that they can put up. Maybe if you were to say if Trent was available, obviously put Trent in there, and Jude Bellingham, if he's like fully fit, you could definitely put him in there. I do have a slight feeling, I don't know why, I have a slight feeling that Jude Bellingham could possibly start this match. Maybe just a little surprise from Xabi Alonso saying, hey, here, get in this match, play this important match, because of course Jude Bellingham tends to start and turn up for important matches. But considering how Arda Güler has been playing under Xabi Alonso so far, and obviously filling in for that role as a number 10 because of Jude Bellingham's absence, Arda Güler has been doing the work. He's been doing well, so Arda Güler deserves to definitely start this match. Obviously Jude Bellingham will come in later in as a super sub, but I think for the rest of the team, it speaks for itself. This is the strongest team Real Madrid can really put up. I think maybe the likes of Trent probably would have been a key for them as well if he was available. I think he would have been important for them to play this match, considering the way that Atletico Madrid play, and Trent obviously being a major threat in chance creation. He would have been great for Real Madrid going into this game. But besides that, I think Carvajal can definitely put in the work. And again, this is the strongest squad that Real Madrid have been putting up as of late. And yeah, I think it speaks for itself, really. But going into the expectations of this match, of course, they're playing at the Metropolitano, which you could say is an advantage for Atletico Madrid, but at the same time, Atletico Madrid is not like they're the greatest at home either. It's not like them playing at home, it's like a major advantage for them, because even at home, they tend to drop points, that even at home, they tend to lose games. We saw last season against Real Madrid how they got knocked out of the Champions League at home. They lost to Barcelona in the league and the Copa del Rey at home. So even at home, like, these guys tend to struggle. It might give them a little bit of boost towards the beginning of the game, but I don't think enough for a while. All right, this is a major advantage for them to like really go at Real Madrid and really beat them. Like if Real Madrid were going away to Anfield, going to the Camp Nou, going to the Allianz Arena, then you can definitely say home court advantage is good for the other team. It's good for the team that's at home. But Metropolitano, I'm not really considering it a major advantage for Atletico Madrid to have one over Real Madrid. Now, there's probably many ways you can probably think of how this game could go, considering how they went up against each other last season. Of course, different manager for Real Madrid. They had Carlo Ancelotti, and Atletico Madrid, same manager with Diego Simeone. Last season, they tied both times in the league. They tied at the Bernabeu, and they tied at the Metropolitano 1-1. And when we really remember the games from last season, they were very boring matches. I remember them being very boring matches, and it came down to both teams, of course. Atletico Madrid, like always, usually just parking the bus, playing that defensive football. When all else is lost, they don't know what else to do under Simeone, so they just park the bus. And for Real Madrid last season under Ancelotti, they just couldn't create many chances, couldn't create opportunities, they just didn't have ways of breaking down a low block, as now the difference is going to be with Xabi Alonso, who is obviously improved a lot for a lot of things for this Real Madrid side, who are definitely going to be a lot more threatening than what they were last season for Atletico de Madrid. So I definitely expect this to definitely be a tough match for both sides, a dogfight. You expect it to be a dogfight because it's a Madrid derby. It's about not only 3 points, major 3 points, but of course for bragging rights as well. Both teams are going to want to defeat each other, and the managers know this as well. Diego Simeone has been coaching Atletico Madrid for years now, so he understands the importance of a Madrid derby. And Xabi Alonso, it may be his first Madrid derby as a manager, but as a player, he understands what it means to play this kind of match. So both managers understand the importance of this match, and not only for themselves and getting 3 points, but for the fans as well. Having that bragging rights of beating your rival. But again, it's kind of tough. Like, I see this game it could go in either way, right? In two ways, like one or the other. It might, you guys might be saying, you guys might say that I'm sitting on the fence for this, but this is gonna literally happen. Like on one side, Real Madrid could win this game by a low margin, where they win 1-0. Like they get one. They get a one goal from, finally breaking down a defensive Atletico de Madrid side, where they control the match. They go at Atletico Madrid. They nullify anything from Atletico Madrid. They like Atletico Madrid just create nothing. They get no control of the game at all. Real Madrid are just all over them, but obviously playing such a low block like Atletico Madrid usually play. Obviously Atletico Madrid, when they play the low block, they defend very well. So it's going to be a game where Real Madrid find it very difficult to score and get an opportunity, a clear cut opportunity, but then boom, out of nowhere they get one opportunity, they score the goal, and they could possibly end the game like by a 1-goal margin, with a 1-0 win, but a 1-0 win where they dominated Atletico Madrid, where they were clearly the deserving winners, right? Or it could go the opposite way, where Atletico Madrid play that defensive football, they get one counterattack, they score it, and then for the rest of the match, haram ball, they defend for their lives, and obviously don't want to lose the match and just expect them to just walk away with the result they already had. Like, because Atletico Madrid just aren't that team. They don't tend to be that team that want to be proactive and go for more. They once they get a result that favors them, they're like, all right, we're chilling, we're good. Let's just defend for our lives. Let's not go for it anymore. Let's not take any risks. And that's just been how it's been for Atletico Madrid under Simeone. So it could go either or, really. It could go either or. I'm leaning more towards Real Madrid dominating. I think the game is going to start where Atletico Madrid fire. They're going to go crazy for the first 10 to 15 minutes of the match, maybe even 20 minutes of the match, where they start out very strong because, of course, they're playing at home. They want to impress in front of the fans. They're going to start off strong, where they create some chances. They control the game for a little bit. They take some shots, some long shots. They sky some shots. They probably force Courtois to make some saves. A strong start for Atletico Madrid, and then later into the game, Real Madrid start getting into their rhythm. They start controlling the game a lot more, and then they start dominating the game. That's how I think it's going to go. Like for the first half, especially, and then second half, might be a little bit of a turn off for Atletico Madrid, but Real Madrid, I think, are going to control most of the game, most of the match, because that's just how it's had been looking like with Real Madrid under XABI Alonso, where they like to control the ball, they like to immediately press the opposition when they have the ball, they want to recover the ball immediately and control the game as much as possible. So that's how I really see the beginning of the match going for. But now, to really give a result, both teams definitely have their weaknesses, right? They definitely have their weaknesses. As much as Real Madrid has definitely improved, they definitely have their weaknesses into the game as much as Atletico Madrid. So if both teams get it right, they can definitely take advantage of those weaknesses and probably get a result from this game. For Atletico Madrid, the advantages the weaknesses they have to take advantage of for Real Madrid is their press. Real Madrid have definitely improved massively in their press. They press as a collective, well organized, and obviously their main thing is wanting to press you immediately to recover the ball as quickly as possible. They press high. Everyone presses the midfield to the defense. Everyone presses high to try and get the ball as quickly as possible to obviously, create chances and score a goal. And I've seen them do this so far in the Liga against the smaller teams, against the teams that obviously don't have the same amount of quality as Atletico de Madrid do. So and they have gotten through Real Madrid's press at times, but then we see that the quality just isn't enough. The 1-2s isn't enough, and when they do get past Real Madrid's midfield and defense, the quality in the final third just isn't enough, right? But Atletico Madrid do have the quality. They at least have better quality from the league teams that Real Madrid have faced so far. So if they get it precise, if they are on it with their 1-2s, because this is how Atletico Madrid like to play, quick counterattack football, 1-2 go, right? If they get it precise, if they just on it, they can definitely cause a lot of problems to this Real Madrid team, who tend to leave spaces open when their players are pressing. So if they just get it right, if they're just on it, they can just go at Real Madrid and cause a lot of problems on the counterattack and, score some goals. But it's a major ask. It's a major ask. Atletico Madrid, their players have to be on it from minute one. Because, again, as much as they can take advantage of that, Real Madrid can definitely take advantage as well, because it could be a weakness as well for Atletico Madrid if they don't get it right. Because, again, Real Madrid have been very on it with their press. They've been very effective with their press. And Atletico Madrid, under pressure, the amount of mistakes they make under pressure is embarrassing, and obviously can cause a lot of problems for them. We even saw it against Liverpool. In the game against Liverpool, I think was very evident how Liverpool pressed them very effectively, and Atletico Madrid made some mistakes, lost the ball in dangerous areas where the opposition could cause a lot of problems. And that's what you don't want to do against Real Madrid, because obviously the attack force that they have with Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. can cause you a lot of problems. So you don't want to make those mistakes. So both teams definitely have to be on it in those aspects. Real Madrid have to be perfect on the press, and Atletico Madrid have to be as press resistant as possible and play their game as effective as possible and efficient as possible if they want to try to get a result. So, yeah, both teams definitely have their weaknesses, so we'll see who gets the better of the other. But man, a lot of people are talking about this game. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, this is an important game for both teams. They both want to win. They both want to get the 3 points, major 3 points, and again, bragging rights. It's an important game for both teams, and obviously 2 storylines here. For Atletico de Madrid, it's an important game, bragging rights for 1, and for 2, because Diego Simeone is on thin ice. We all know Diego Simeone is on thin ice. The way that he started off this season, with the amount of money they spent, with the quality that they have, the way they've dropped points this season has been embarrassing and unacceptable. Unacceptable. And I'm sure the locker room and maybe the board are questioning, why is this guy still in charge? Why have we not made a change? Because clearly he's not showing any signs of improvement. Clearly he's not showing that he's capable of managing this team to the highest level, right? So Diego Simeone, a lot of pressure on him to want to win this match, to gain a major 3 points. And I'm not looking at it as he should just win this game and get these 3 points. I'm looking at it, he has to win this game and in a great manner. Not just this one lucky goal and then the rest of the game they defend. No, he has to win this game in a manner where it was very evident that they were the better team, that he got the better of Real Madrid and XABI Alonso. Not that he got one lucky goal, he scraped a goal from a little counterattack, and then the rest of the game he defended, the rest of the game he was playing haram ball. No, he has to dominate. He has to show that he's capable of going up against a top team like Real Madrid, a top Champions League team like Real Madrid. He has to show that. The win is obviously important, and if they get the win, great. It'd be great for them to try to revive their season as well, because obviously they're 9 points behind Real Madrid currently, and if they take away points from Real Madrid and they get the points, obviously it'd be great for them to try and revive their season, La Liga season. But I think it's just going to show a lot more in terms of, is Diego Simeone still capable of managing this Atletico Madrid side to glory and maybe, to obviously improvement and, have a successful season. That's how I'm looking at it. Like a lot of pressure on Diego Simeone, and especially since they're playing at home, to win this game. For XABI Alonso and for Real Madrid, a lot of people are saying this is XABI Alonso's biggest test so far of the season, because obviously it's a lot of criticism so far in terms of, Real Madrid are winning, they're undefeated, blah, 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 but they haven't really played a great side. They haven't really played a strong side that's going to cause them a lot of problems to really show, is this Real Madrid capable of going up toe-to-toe against any side and, obviously getting the better of them, right? Because as of now, the strongest team, including the Club World Cup, that Real Madrid have really gone up against was that PSG side, where obviously they got cooked 4-0. Obviously, you could say, because they didn't have Dean Huijsen, Trent, whatever, but still, they got cooked, right? They still got cooked. But now people are saying this is the biggest test, going up against Atletico de Madrid. It's similar. It's similar to when Barcelona started out the season last season when Hansi Flick. A lot of people were saying, they're doing great, but they haven't played a great side. They haven't played any strong side that can definitely show, like, is this team really a competitive team that everyone should be worried about, right? Everyone was critiquing us because we were killing and destroying every side, but we didn't go up against a strong side until we came back into that hell week in October when we played Bayern Munich and Real Madrid in the same week, and obviously we beat both of them in that same week. And then that's when we got our recognition. That's when we get our applaudances that, okay, this team is a strong team and a force to be reckoned with against any side. That any side should be scared of this Barcelona squad. So it's a similar situation with Real Madrid, where they're not probably getting the props they probably should deserve just because they haven't really been tested, right? So a lot of people are saying Atletico Madrid is the biggest test. In my opinion, I don't think it is. I just don't think it is. Of course, it's going to be a tough match. Yes, I understand that. It's a tough match. It's a Madrid derby. I understand that. But in terms of it being a very strong like test or a very something to, if they win this game, it's gonna prove that they can go up against any side. I don't think that's that case, because Atletico Madrid, as much as I'm not even just considering this because of the form, I'm considering overall how Atletico Madrid have been throughout the years and under Diego Simeone in general. Atletico Madrid aren't a side at the level of a Barcelona, a Bayern Munich, Arsenal, a Liverpool. They aren't at that level. A PSG, they aren't at that level. So for this to be considered a big test to that level, it's not the case at all. It's a major test because it's a test because of the aspect that they're playing against their biggest rivals, and of course going away to an atmosphere that is very tough, like at the Metropolitano, 100%. But to be a major test to really show, right, this team could go against anyone. I don't think so, especially with the quality and the way and the football that Atletico Madrid play. Come on, it's just not the best, right? It's not anywhere near the top teams that play great, amazing football. I genuinely think, looking at the schedule that Real Madrid have, their biggest test is going to come until they play us in October 26th. I think that's going to be their biggest test, really. They played Juventus before us as well, like in the Champions League, but even Juventus, I don't think is like a major test. I think their major first real test is going to come when they play us, and then later on when they play Liverpool as well, to really show, okay, this is a Xabi Alonso's team. This is what they're capable of. They can go toe-to-toe against anyone. That's just my opinion. I don't think this is a major test. I think it's going to be a very tough game to see what they're capable of for sure, but not a big test to show like, okay, they could go toe-to-toe against any side in Europe. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think, right? But overall, as much as I want Atletico Madrid to win this game, as much as I would pray that they make Real Madrid drop points, I'm going to say they won't. I don't think they will. I don't think they'll make Real Madrid. I hope I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. But I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I just don't have any trust on Atletico Madrid. The players that I'm looking at that I'm going to be important for either side. For Real Madrid, I think the main players, besides the key ones that we already know, like XABI and Vini, I think the main difference makers are going to be Carreras and Mastantuono. Mastantuono, obviously, because he's a threat on the right-hand side. One-on-one ability, he's on it. He has it all. He's a great winger who can cause a lot of problems. So, of course, having that threat on the right-hand side as much as on the left-hand side with Vinicius Jr. is going to be massive for Real Madrid. And Carreras, the way that he started off very, very solid in the beginning of the season, and what he offers, right, has the confidence of overlapping, has the confidence of going forward, 1-2s, does he great as well, has the confidence at driving at defenders as well. You know, he has a lot of qualities that bring a lot of threats going forward for Real Madrid. So I think those two are going to be a major part for Real Madrid's success, potential success against Atletico Madrid. For Atletico Madrid, if Baena starts, I think he's going to definitely play a major part. Hopefully he does start. We'll see. But Julian Alvarez is really the only one I'm looking at as like, you're going to be the difference maker for this team, because obviously we know what Julian offers, and that's pretty much it, honestly. I don't see any other player being a major part as to why they would win this game or potentially could win this game. Julian Alvarez is the only one I'm really looking at. But, all right, my final prediction, I'm going to say Real Madrid get a win. I'm going to say, I think it's going to be by 1-goal margin. Like, I'd be very surprised if Real Madrid walk out of the stadium like with a 3-4-0 win. I'm going to say 2-1. I'm going to say 2-1. 2-1 win for Real Madrid. Goal from Kylian Mbappe, goal from let's say, I don't know, Vini maybe, and then for Atletico, a little goal from Julian Alvarez. I think Madrid will win this game. Unfortunately, I think it will be a Real Madrid victory for this first Madrid derby of the 25-26 season. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was the video for today. Let me know down in the comments how you guys are feeling for this game. Who do you guys have as the favorite? I don't know, not even favorites. Obviously, Real Madrid are the favorites. But how do you think this game is going to go? Who do you think will win this match? Who do you think will be the major protagonist of this match for either team to win and get those 3 points for this game? But yeah, let me know all those things down in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, favorite, hit the notification bell for every time we upload. Share your friends who love football, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Whenever that is, much love, take care, and peace.